I really feel like Panini screwed me particularly with this debacle that they got going on. Let me explain what I mean. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. We've been talking a lot about Panini here recently, and you know, a lot of it came from what we're going to talk about here in a second. So I've gotten a lot of messages recently through DMs, emails, and things like that, people reaching out. And, because I've been pretty vocal last couple of weeks about, this thing that Panini's got going on with these patches. And ever since National Treasure came out, I've been really vocal about it. And the reason being is that, like I mentioned in another video, I really was hoping that this whole situation about the patches in the cards not being associated with the player at all. I understand events and game worn, game used, that kind of thing can be interchangeable. But when the patch isn't even associated with the player, that takes things to another level. And so when National Treasure released, I was really hoping that by that time, Panini was going to be a little bit more, gracious, for lack of a better word, with their products. A little bit more professional with their product. I guess that's a better way to say it. Because I figured that by that time, we're talking about the premier product for Panini. And I was really looking forward to NT's release, only to find out that even in NT's release, they're still with this nonsense about patches not even being related to the player. So at that point is when I really that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I became a lot more vocal about it. So why am I this angry about it? I've gotten a lot of DMs and a lot of messages about, hey man, we get it. We hear you. We understand what you're saying. We're angry as well. Just don't buy the product. You're a retro guy. You're a vintage guy. Not really vintage, but more 90s to early 2000s guy anyway. What do you care? It doesn't matter. Just don't even buy the product and move on. Well, there's a problem with that, because those of you that have been following the channel for some time, y'all know I'm a huge Rockets fan. I've been a huge Rockets fan since I was a kid, since I was 8, 9 years, since I was old enough to understand what was going on with basketball. And since then, I've been a huge Rockets fan. Just following my team. I'm from Houston, and I was watching. I became a fan, during our peak years, 93, 94, 94, 95, when we won our back-to-backs. I mean, it's right here. I mean, this isn't, I'm not just coming into this, right? And so because of that, I love my team, I love basketball, and I love collecting. And when you take those three things together, it makes it really fun to collect basketball cards from your team. And for the last 2 years, for those of y'all that may or may not know, my Houston Rockets have been in a really big rebuilding phase since the exit of, since Chris Paul left, now James Harden left, and Russell Westbrook left, and we kind of dissolved this whole thing that we were on, and we're in a complete rebuilding stage. And because of that, we for the last 2 or 3 years, we've been essentially the worst teams in the NFL. I mean, in the NBA. And so we've gotten some really good picks, as well as trading away some assets for more picks. And so we have a lot going on, or we've had a lot going on as a NBA team over the last couple of years. So we're drafting a lot of really talented guys. As we're drafting these really talented guys, we also have a lot of rookies on our team that are going to go on, whether they stay with the Rockets or not, they're going to go on to be great players. And because of the way Panini has decided to do business these last couple of years, it has made it's really affected me personally, because I can't get a true RPA of Kenyon Martin Jr. I can't get a true RPA of Jayshawn Tate. I can't get a true RPA of Jalen Green, which I think we can all agree he's going to go on to be a great basketball player. I can't get a true RPA of Alperen Şengün, which I think he's going to go out to be, he's probably going to be one of our franchise players for a while. Because of the way Panini has decided to release these products and the subpar quality of what they're putting out, they have taken that away from me. So I want you guys to think about, if you were a Bucks fan in 2012, 2013, and they draft this skinny kid out of Greece named Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you were excited. As a Bucks fan, you were excited. And you start collecting this kid's cards. You start collecting his RPAs. You start collecting his autographs, his rookie cards. You have rainbow prisms. You've been collecting for a long time. You start collecting from the moment that he gets drafted, because you're a true Bucks fan and you love the team, and you have really big hopes for this kid that they just drafted. Fast forward, and now this guy's two-time champion, world champion. No, I think one, right? One or two? I can't remember. They won a couple championships. MVP, NBA champion, all-star, first team all-NBA. I mean, just the accolades go on. And because you were loyal to your team and you collected his RPAs, you now have a significant collection that has large monetary value. But you didn't do that for the money. You did it because you love the team. And Panini has taken the prospect of that away from me, because the RPAs that they're putting out now are complete garbage, and we know that. We've talked about that. I've talked about why. If you haven't watched those videos, go back and watch them. I'll link them down below. But to those of you who are telling me, like, hey man, we hear what you're saying, but just don't buy the product. Well, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm a collector. I'm a Rockets fan, and Panini screwed me. They screwed me for the last 2 years out of collecting my favorite teams, my favorite players, and collecting what I believe to be some very big prospects that, are going to have breakout seasons in the next 2 or 3 seasons. I really think Alperen Şengün is going to have a breakout season next year. Christian Wood is gone. He's the primary 5 on the team. The kid's got the skills. He's got the raw talent, the raw ability. He's working with Akeem Olajuwon on a daily basis on his post moves and his footwork. He's got a pretty decent shot. He gets in a little bit of foul trouble, but that's something that's going to come with maturity. And Panini's putting out garbage product. I can't get an RPA of his because the P means nothing. It's a jersey that they bought off of a rack somewhere that probably it's not even associated with him at all. It doesn't make any sense. So I thought I would address that, because I touched a little bit about that. I touched on it a little bit in my previous video, but I really wanted to drive home that point for you guys. And listen, this isn't just me. I'm a Rockets fan, but this isn't just me, right? You're a Pistons fan. Cade Cunningham. Sorry, there is no RPAs for him, right? Let's say that we're not even talking about a top draft pick. Let's say Kai Jones. Sorry, there's no RPAs for Kai Jones. Kuminga, there's no RPAs for Kuminga. Sorry. There's no RPAs for Wiseman either, unfortunately. These are the things that, if you are a true collector, not just an investor, a flipper, a dealer, whatever, but if you're a true collector and you want something special, Panini has taken that away from you. For the last 2 years, Panini has taken that away from you. And they've taken that away from me. And that's the part that pisses me off the most, because we're just sitting around and accepting it. That's how I feel. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you feel the same way? If you're a true collector, do you feel the same way? If you're a Pistons fan, if you're a Pistons fan. Let me see, who was a Pistons fan, a Kings fan, a Sacramento fan. I mean, there's so many guys out there that are going to grow on to be great players that RPAs just don't exist for them. Is that you? Have you been affected? How do you feel about it? Do you care at all? Does it matter to you? Does it not? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the like and subscribe button, all that good stuff. You guys know I'm terrible at asking about that, but do that if you could. If you'd do me a favor. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Peace.